You were not born to be mediocre. You were not born to blend in. You were not born to shrink. You were not born to live and die in silence. You were born to become, to rise, to build, to stretch the very edges of what you believe is possible. But somewhere along the way, they told you to calm down, to settle, to be realistic, to lower your voice, your standards, your hunger. And most people did. They traded boldness for comfort. They silenced their ambition to fit in. They wrapped themselves in average and called it normal. But you are not most people, and mediocrity was never your destiny. Look at history. Do you think Harriet Tubman settled for mediocrity when she risked everything to lead others to freedom? Do you think Frederick Douglass denied education, chose an average life? Or did he fight, write, speak, and rise until his voice shook the world? Do you think Oprah built an empire by doing just enough? These people refused to live inside the lines the world drew for them. They refused to let the circumstances of their birth define the height of their future. And you must do the same, because your DNA holds the code of giants. Your soul remembers who you were before the world told you who to be. You were not born to be mediocre. You were born to rise on purpose. But hear me, rising doesn't happen by accident. Greatness doesn't show up when it's convenient. It demands sacrifice. It demands vision. It demands that you look at everything pulling you toward mediocrity and reject it. The gossip, the laziness, the excuses, the fear of what other people might think. You must wage war on every thought that tells you to settle, because mediocrity is not just a lifestyle. It's a mindset. It's a slow erosion of the soul. It convinces you to sleep in when you said you'd rise, to quit when you said you'd fight, to wait until someday and then die with your greatness still locked inside you. But not you. You didn't come this far to stop. You didn't survive everything you've survived to coast. You didn't taste pain, heartbreak, and pressure just to end up average. You were forged in fire, and fire is not meant to be tamed. It's meant to ignite. So ignite. Remember who you are. You are the dream of your ancestors. Realized. You are the result of generations who refused to quit. They didn't fight for survival so you could live in fear. They didn't bleed for your freedom so you could hide your light. They didn't sacrifice so you could settle. They passed the torch. Now it's yours to carry. You've got one shot at this life, one chance to turn your pain into purpose, your fear into fuel, your vision into reality. But that chance won't come by luck. It won't come through comfort. It comes through conscious, daily rejection of mediocrity. Every time you say, "I'll do it later," mediocrity wins. Every time you say, "It's good enough," mediocrity grows. Every time you let your doubts speak louder than your dreams, you bury your potential one layer deeper. But the moment you say, "No more," no more hiding, no more shrinking, no more average effort, average goals, average living, that's the moment everything begins to change. You were not born to be mediocre. You were born to disrupt the narrative, to walk into rooms and change atmospheres, to take the pain they gave you and build something no one thought possible. So decide. Decide to go all in. Decide that good enough is not enough for you. Decide that if you're still breathing, you're still building, because this life will test you. It will try to seduce you with comfort, conformity, and quiet resignation. But if you stay sharp, stay hungry, stay awake, you can rise above it. And when you do, you won't just break mediocrity, you'll inspire others to do the same. Because when one person dares to rise, it gives the whole world permission to rise too. So today, let this be the turning point. Not the day you heard some motivational words and moved on, but the day something inside you cracked wide open. The day you remembered who you are. The day you decided to burn the bridge to mediocrity permanently. You were not born to be mediocre. You were born to make noise, to build mountains, to become a legend in your own life story. So go, rise. Refuse the easy road. Refuse the comfortable life. Refuse the voice that says, "You're not ready." Because if you're waiting for permission, this is it. No more shrinking, no more hiding, no more mediocrity. The world doesn't need more average. It needs you. Fully alive, fully awake, fully on purpose. Let's build the life you were born to lead.